I hear voices. Does that make me crazy? Maybe I need some death therapy. Today on Tofer's Tunes. So this week I've been listening to Death Therapy's new album Voices, and I'm listening to this and I kind of hear two distinct voices in it. Now bear with me with this analogy. I'm going somewhere, because their first album, I really liked it a lot. Even when they did that cover Crazy, I liked that a lot. And there's one voice on this album that sounds a lot like their old stuff. But there's another voice on this album that sounds a lot like their really old stuff. See, Jason Wisdom was the lead singer of a band called Becoming the Archetype before he started Death Therapy, and when I was first listening to the album, I'm like, this sounds like it could be a Becoming the Archetype album. It sounds really lot like some of the stuff sounds a lot like old Becoming the Archetype. Then I listened to it some more, and I can hear some of the voices from Death Therapy's earlier stuff as Death Therapy as well. But I think that's the quieter of the two voices, in my opinion. Now, I say that because I think it could just be the addition of keyboards or pianos on some of the songs, but I just couldn't shake the voice that sounded like Becoming the Archetype, on this album. And I'll admit, my three favorite songs were the three that he had guest vocalists on. My Defiance, it's okay. There are two of them. I really liked the song It's Okay. The song about Proto Man just made me want to play old school video games. Like maybe some 16 or 32-bit Final Fantasy. Just the music in that just had that vibe to it. And please do not misunderstand me. Or mistake me, okay? I do like Becoming the Archetype. I'm not saying sounding like them is a bad thing. Not at all. But for where I'd imagine Jason wants to take the band, Death Therapy, it might be a step back. Which I said, might not be a bad thing at all. Because I like the sound. I really do like the album. It just sounds more like Becoming the Archetype than what I would expect of Death Therapy. And there are some clear moments where it does sound a lot like Death Therapy. But the music seems, I don't want to say complicated, but it's that seems a little bit more like mathcore, like they used to be on some of the stuff. Not all of it. So what do I want to give this album? I think it was a good mix of Becoming the Archetype and Death Therapy. I think it's like maybe they married and had a kid. I'm going to give them a 7.75 to 8. You see, while I really did enjoy the album, and I think the blending of, it sounding a lot like Becoming the Archetype or Death Therapy kind of threw me off on it. Put me off on it. And I don't think it was quite as good as their first album. Now, you really didn't hear too much about their faith, which I think it had to be read into some of the lyrics. I think it's there. I think you have to read into the lyrics a little to find it. Just it was a really good album. I thought it could have been great, and I know Jason said it wasn't going to be on the album, but personally, I'm a little disappointed. Crazy, the Charles Barkley cover wasn't on there. By the way, if you haven't seen the mashup of Death Therapy's cover of Gnarls Barkley's Crazy and the Joker footage with Joaquin Phoenix, go find that. I think it's awesome. But yeah, I'd say about a 7.5 to 8 for this album. I mean, not my favorite Death Therapy album, but definitely not bad at all. Anyway, that's all I really got for you guys on this album. Next week, I'm talking about 13 Minutes and their new release, Obsessed. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.